Now, so going for the gold. Any question about this rule? If you want to challenge it also, it's fine. You don't have to agree with me. But if you want to challenge it, you have to give me something. One brother said, he kept challenging me one time. This was in Canada. Kept challenging. In the end, I said, what do you have to go against this? He said, I just feel. You feel? I feel like hitting you right now. Yes, sir.
Okay, after trying to find the problem, maybe after, I don't know, 10 or 15, then the person decided, okay, I have to go now. I have no time. What would you do?
Like time for what? When someone says, I don't have time, or like a lot of times, yeah. One time a guy told me, I'm going to class. I told him this will take a minute. And he took his shahada before he went to class, right? So if someone says, I have a meeting in 5 minutes, it's so simple. By the way, one of our young du'at, he was 16, he taught us a technique to walk with the person and buy some time, you know? For someone's carrying groceries, they don't want to stop with heavy bags of potatoes and stuff. So I'll walk with them. On the way, I'm just talking to them. So this guy says, I have a meeting in 5 minutes. Okay, I'll walk with you. Basically, perhaps you don't know how someone becomes a Muslim. You become a Muslim by saying with your tongue and believing in your heart these concepts that you just agree with, that there is one God only that should be worshipped, and Muhammad ﷺ is his servant and his messenger. Just say it. We can say it now as we're walking. Look, you don't take no for an answer in a nice way, yeah? In a Malaysian way. You always remain Malaysian when you're giving dawah, meaning nice, yeah? So never, you don't take no for an answer. And we were discussing today, during lunch, we were discussing sales techniques. One of the sales techniques, for example, is for the person to put the item that they're selling in the customer's hands. And then they never take it back again. And psychologically, when I put the item in your hand, what happens to you is you start to take ownership of it. You start to see it as yours. You know, you want to buy phones and you hold the phone in your hand and you start to see this as your phone. You've got your games in it, you've got your pictures in it, and it's yours now. That's why these online auctions, people always overbid. Because when they win the bid, they start to take ownership of they start to see it on the shelf. I'm going to put it here. They clean a place for this is where I'm going to put it. Then you wake up in the morning, someone outbid you. He took my thing now. So you outbid him, and sometimes people really go overboard. Go to the market, it's the same one, just take it from the shelf for cheaper. This one, it's mine. So this one salesperson, he used to put something in your hand, and then may Allah help you to take it back from him again. You give it back to him. You try to give it back to him, he'll never take it back. What's wrong? You don't like the price? Let me tell you something. Let me give you this with it as well. You don't like the price? He'll never take it back from you. You just have to drop it on the floor. You know, I don't want it, you know, but he'll never take it back. So a good salesman never takes no for an answer. He'll drop the price, he'll add something else to it, you know, just never take no for an answer. Now, you don't want to be pushy as du'at, but if someone says no, okay, very politely find out why. I mean, you already agreed with the concept, so what's stopping you from becoming Muslim? Very simple. In America, we can be a little bit more with people. I can say, look, what's stopping you from doing this right now, just like that? Depending on who you're talking to. You can be very animated. You can speak to them as if you've known them for years. For example, the African American community, they're very relaxed with things like that. So you can just speak to someone like you've known him for years, for the most part. You can't do that with maybe other ethnicities. You know, you have to change based on the individual, your technique, meaning your style. Al-Muhim. So, any questions about the golden rule? Yes, sir.
Because I don't know about America, but perhaps in America people tend to be more accepting.
Good.
If they are convinced.
Uh-huh.
But in Malaysia,
yes,
it's not easy to get a shahada because a lot of people will understand that if you become Muslim, there's no going out. That is the attitude.
okay.
So, because Islam is institutionalized in Malaysia.
Very good.
Not in America.
Excellent.
So there is a big issue here.
Fantastic. Yes. And by the way, I'll tell you, thank you very much for sharing that. And typically when I teach the da'wah course or any da'wah related class around the world, I always tell the audience, the du'at, these are some basic guidelines. It's a basic guideline that if you're calling someone to Islam, you ask them to become Muslim, right? Now it's for you to adjust that based on your culture. So you have to understand that I'm not here on the stage trying to tell you this is what you should do even in Malaysia. I'm standing on the stage telling you basic guidelines, and then some of you will say, well, he's just an idiot, he doesn't know Malaysia, and you adjust for Malaysia. But because you're Malaysians, you probably won't say he's just an idiot because you guys are so nice. Sorry, sir, you're wrong. Yeah? So basically, adjust for your culture, adjust for your people, adjust for the group, the demographic that you're trying to reach, you know, and so on and so forth. Feel free to make your adjustment. But what I want to get through to you is that there is this idea that if someone's going to become Muslim, you have to ask them. How you do it in a roundabout way, in a direct way, in a letter, you know, put it inside a durian, whatever. Whatever works for you, wallahi, whatever works. By the way, just for those of you who don't know me, because a lot of people are familiar faces from the camp and everything, I do love durian, I eat it, and I don't have a problem with it. I just use it in jokes, but I love durian. It's fantastic for me. Okay? So someone might be offended and he's making fun of durian. No, I love durian. Okay? I wish I could take some durian with me to America. So when in customs they're asking me, where have you been? I just, well, they'll be, okay, so you can go. Anyways. So anything else about the golden rule? Prophet ﷺ never went to a people to call them to Islam and didn't call them. Yeah? Thumam ibn Uthal was tied to the masjid for 3 days, and every day the Prophet would ask him, how are you? Meaning, how's your situation? You become Muslim or not?